Shout out Beware. What up, though? And it's your favorite Pistons podcast, Pro Wrestling Talk for the Pistons fan. Want to find out more about our show, like where to order our official t-shirt or how to follow us on social media? Visit our Linktree /PWTPF. That's linktr.ee/PWTPF. And thanks to our premier sponsor, ticket-barter.com. See you at the seats. I'm going to do two WrestleMania recaps for 2026. WrestleMania 42. It's always easy for me to keep track of WrestleManias because they're the same age as me. So we're at 42. I'm 42. This first one is just, in general, just about like my experience just flying out there. My wife and I, we were there Wednesday through Saturday. So we were there for half the weekend exactly. This time was great, great because we knew the lay of the land. Last year was great. This was greater, right? Because it was like, okay, this is where we need to go. This is where we don't need to go. This is where we missed out on last year. Yeah. And I'm going to say very unpopular opinion. Yeah, this is very unpopular. But I say, yeah, if they can find a way to lower the cost of, I would say run WrestleMania in Vegas even more. Right? Right? I don't have any stock in Vegas or anything like that. But I mean, you get a great selection of hotels. I mean, there's a plethora of arenas, so you're not, just stuck in these bootleg places. It's great for these type of events. Just perfect. Because when you think about it, wrestling, like WrestleMania, it's like a big conference. And it's like, how many people are you expecting? About 60, 70,000. I'm not saying do it, but I'm saying I wouldn't really be upset. And it was crazy because we talked to some people that went the prior year like us, and they're like, yeah, we kind of had our plans solidified just a little better, right? Because, repetition brings perfection. And I had an epiphany on this trip, right? There's a difference between going on vacation and going to an event. I just thought about that. And I know some of you all may be like, oh, of course, Joe, this was not a vacation. You're going to an event. I know price is really big. So I try to give you information that hopefully no other podcast will give you, because a lot of times you hear people with very popular podcasts, their trips get sponsored, they can write off, they get expensive. This is just me, just out the pocket, just strictly me. So it was my wife and I, and we did not take the kids. We stayed Wednesday through Saturday, and for flight from Detroit, straight flight back, we had, however many nights that is at the Conrad, which is Resort World, which is one of the newer hotels in Vegas. So it was $1,700 flat. We booked ours through Delta Vacations. Delta Vacations is like the travel agent wing of, Delta, the airline. So yeah, that's what we did. That was the best deal that we found. And we got $150 drink credit. So of course, when you get to these huge resorts in Vegas, they don't want you to leave the resort. So they gave us $150 to drink with. The catch there is most of the time you're in Vegas, you're on a strip, cocktails are $30 a piece. So, you can multiply that times two. That's 3 times me and my wife got to go to the bar. But the great thing about Resort World and why I picked this over Fontainebleau, because last year we stayed at Fontainebleau, is because they got the Walgreens right across the street. You can go get your own alcohol and make your own cocktail. And I know somebody's going to look at the map and say, but it looks like Fontainebleau. Trust me, these resorts are huge. The maps do not give the size of these resorts justice. For you to walk from Fontainebleau to that Walgreens that I'm referring to, it ain't going to be a 5-minute trip. Trust me, it ain't going to be. All the main action was going on at the other end of the strip. So last year, Fontainebleau was the official hotel of WrestleMania. But this year, they didn't announce an official hotel, but it was kind of like Park MGM. That whole area, which kind of made more sense logistically, because that's the end with T-Mobile Arena. That's the end with, Allegiant Stadium is across the freeway, but it's on that end of the strip. So yeah, we were kind of out of the madness. Okay, Penta won. I'm just looking at night 2 in completion because, of course, I was at the Pistons game last night. I'm sorry, I was at the Pistons beatdown last night, right? All dog. They got nervy all dog. Yeah. Y'all all beat. So it wasn't like we came out, if you remember me talking about this last year, it's we came out of the room, we saw everybody. Every time we came out of the room, it was almost stand down the hall from us. We saw Triple H God's parents. It was really weird. But this year we had to go to the action, right? So that's kind of different when you just can't go up to your room. But again, it was stars were plethora. Lana Rusev Day, we saw a lot of that kind of star. LA Knight, and Zack Ryder. I never am the type of person. Maybe I saw Penta. I don't know. I've never seen him with his mask off. But I'm not the type of person to be like, yo, let me get a photo, or anything like that. I just be like, what up, though? I say something like, first thing with these trips, there is a ton of stuff going on, and you have to get to the conclusion that you cannot do it all, right? You just cannot do it all. I mean, because if you're a father like me, a husband, at some point you just want to be like, yo, I just want to chill for a minute too. Like, I need some quiet time. I'm not at the crib, I'm like, I just need to chill. So you may see people on like social media and they be like, yo, you didn't do that. And I'll be like, well, I didn't do that, but they didn't do this. If that makes any sense. I think the first night we just went to the bar and we posted up. We go to Gatsby's inside of Resort World. That's one of our favorite bars to go to. It's free to anytime it's free to entry. The music is okay. You can't ask them sometimes like, hey, can you put on some pop? They be like, all right. But for the most part, you're gonna get that shots, that Pitbull or Bad Bunny, all that type of stuff. And that's no offense. I'm just saying it's not in my regular playlist. So yeah, it was straight. We watched the Warriors game, the Warriors and the Clippers. Thursday we got up and we went to WWE World. Now, like if you're balling on a budget like I am, WWE World. First day is the least crowded day. I would say first day and Monday, right? So after the event, so today as I'm recording this, those are the least crowded days. Also, those are the cheapest days. So like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you coming off a grip to get in, and it's gonna be hella crowded. I know y'all saw some of those lines. So for the day that I went, I give it easily a 9 out of 10. I mean, they severely improved WWE World compared to last year. They basically took everything that they do at International Fight Week and was just like, just make this WWE, right? So they moved over to the South Hall of the Convention Center. Last year was in the West Hall. And I was just going to tell you the story. So you would buy your tickets online. This is last year. And then you would get to the door and they would say, you still got to go get your tickets. And you're like, what the? This year, they completely fixed that problem. Completely. Because you could just go. When you got to the door, you just like, I bought my tickets online. They scanned the QR code. It's like, hello, it's 2026. Hello. And in the South Hall, it was able to be sprawling. So you're like, you went through a tunnel and then like everything got better as you kind of went through the show. Like all the experiences, all the activations just got better. But it was just straight on. Where in that West Hall, you were kind of walking in circles. You didn't really know where stuff was. So it was like you couldn't miss anything because it was very it was like you were going through the first Super Mario Brothers world. Like it's just everything is straight. And then at the end of it was the Superstore. And then you went in the Superstore and then you came back out so you could do anything that you missed. I did it. I joined Club WWE. So in the middle, it was like this club. And of course, Club WWE. So from what I can understand is, and this is just my interpretation of it, is just that basically Club WWE is they're getting rid of pre-sale codes. Just basically, if you want a pre-sale code, you have to be in the club, right? And then they have other little things like exclusive merchandise, but you don't get that for free. Like you pay to pay. So I did join Club WWE because it was free, included with the cost of entering, and then I did get a little swag. I was like, okay, because they're like, we're only selling this in Vegas, so you get things like that. And that barks right up my alley. The funniest thing, and Wyatt, he went to the game with me last night, so he gets a little preview of this. It's funny because they had this like huge booth there where they were like hoping people book trips to Saudi Arabia for next year for their WrestleMania trip. When I say no bang, absolutely no bang. I don't know why I didn't take a picture. like it was people acting like this booth had COVID. Like, and the guy ran over to me. I'm like, I'm straight, bro. I am straight. Like, sir, outside of the fact that it's in Saudi Arabia, like there is a war going on. If you haven't heard. All right, so I don't want to harp on that too much. You can get. I dropped a lot of photos of WWE World. It was hella cool. I dropped a lot of those in the Discord on the wrestling channel. So then Thursday, what's that Thursday? So Friday. I'm like 9 times out of 10, I know that I'm missing something on like freaking Thursday night. But anyway, we digress. Friday we got up and we went to I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. And there's a reason why I'm not gonna say where we went, because can we have something on the strip? Because if I say it, then everybody, all of them gonna try to be cool and hit up our spot. But anyway, all the brothers know where I was at Friday morning, and that's where why 2 years straight? Like, it was some people that I saw like 2 years straight. Like, I saw Zack Ryder 2 years straight. And this other person was Jeff Teague, Club 520. So I listen to their podcast a lot, man. Seriously, some funny dudes. But yeah, they rolled up to, I almost said it again. Because, brothers, we got to keep something. So yeah, we was there. I was like, oh, that's Jeff Teague. I was So we was talking about how Michael Parsons. I was just talking to him about how Michael Parsons was at the Pro Bowl, and when he saw all the cheerleaders, he had his camcorder up. Then he saw that one, and he put it down. He was like, "Yo, man, you silly." We went over to like MGM. Like we went like to that old part of the strip where we knew we'd see a lot of wrestlers. Went to the mall. We went to Culture Kings because Culture Kings had a lot of activations, a lot of wrestlers there. And then we went to SmackDown. Yeah, so we went to SmackDown. SmackDown was like, man, it was okay. I mean, they just did the traditional thing. So they got that camera shot of CM Punk and Cody in the ring, both with the belts. But, you know, they didn't want to do too much because people, you know, they didn't want to get injured like right before WrestleMania. I think the best part for me, probably the highlight was, Jacob Fatu rolling in on a police car. That was hard as hell. That was dope. I was like, whoa. Then Saturday is when we went over to Circa. So you may have seen like a lot of people like Dave Meltzer, Sean Rice Sapp, what is it, the other guy, all those like ultra famous podcasts. So they were over at Circa, which is not even on the strip. That's in like downtown Vegas, old Vegas. So that's where we spent our Saturday. Circa is an awesome hotel. If you haven't heard Stadium Swim, oh my goodness, go out there. The views are unbelievable. If you know what I'm saying, shout out to all my real homies. But I brought sand to the beach, so I was already good. And then they got the inside part too. This is so funny. So we walking through Circa, like the sports book, and this guy sees me like this happening like most of the week too. He sees me in like a Tigers hat. He's like, "Yo, you from the D?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What part?" I'm like, "West side." He's like, "Okay." He was like, "Me too." He was like, "I live in New Center." I'm like, "Okay, yeah." I was like, "Oh, yeah, New Center." So I was like, "You know, what brings you out here wrestling?" He's like, "Hey, you know, doing what I do, same thing as you." It's just, hey man, Westside Detroiters are the coolest people you will ever meet. He couldn't even hold it back, dog. He was just like, "Yo, it's a vibe out here, man. We at Stadium Swim. Like, what else can we say?" You know. The important thing is to pre-plan and have a budget for like Uber and Lyft because I mean Vegas is humongous, right? And the surge be on like all the time. Anytime you want to go somewhere, like the surge is gonna be on. So and those resorts are humongous. So I don't want to say don't try to walk it, but you're just gonna waste a lot of time walking. Like you're gonna zap some of your fun time just walking around, like driving up steps on your Fitbit. The other thing that's great is just meeting people with like interests. Like I just talk to like everybody. Like so many people I was walking around, they like, "Yo, you from the D?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from the hood." You know what I'm saying? Like. It's like we here now. Like everybody's done the best they could to find discounts and stuff like that. Nobody was complaining about the prices. They like, "Hey, you going to this tonight? You going over here?" So it's like cool. Just have a good time at that point. Like you be in the club. I ain't see nobody like. So we in the club is banging, wrestlers coming in and everything like that. Hella pause. You know, you see like people ask for photos and everything, but I ain't see nobody on their phone like in the club like, "Let me get on here and tweet about how high the prices are." No, it's like we here now. Turn up. Rollies on TikTok. Especially like those podcasters and influencers, shout out to them because they got people like paying for their trips. So I don't know what they complain about. Like they sit for a row. They like, what are y'all complaining about, pimp? I'm telling you right now, you ain't gotta trust me, but I'm just saying. I believe if I had a sponsor that sent me to Vegas for WrestleMania, you wouldn't hear nothing out of my mouth talking about price. I'd be like, "Sorry for you. You should work hard and get your own pro wrestling talk." What was the guy? It was on a case site. He was complaining. "I didn't get media credentials and all that." Hey, welcome to the real world. Come join us normal folks, okay? I'm like, how is that news? Like, he's complaining that he has to pay? Like, if you watch it, you just be like, "Dang, man, I ain't get it." All right, well, I'm still about to watch it. Hey, download that $30 app. I think he worked for you. He worked for ESPN. See if they can get you a coupon code. I saw that. I was like, "Dog, hey, if I was on Twitter, I would have been like, "Dog, don't nobody care. You know, nobody." Cue the Justin Timberlake and Timberland. "Cry me a river. Cry me." I mean, if ticket sales are already low, like, if ticket sales are, of course they tightening up credentials. And of course, if you've been hating on them, they're like, "You're the first to go." Yeah. And this happens all the time in boxing matches. All the time. Like what was the lady? She was hating on Mayweather the whole time. He's like, "Pull her credentials. Why do you want to come? If I'm so bad, why do you want to come see me fight?" I took a Tesla tunnel. Yo, what is it called? What is it? The loop. Watch. So this is my first time taking the loop while I was there. So watch somebody. "Oh, you ain't never took the loop. You ain't get it." You know, everybody just always, they've just done everything 1,000 years ago. "You're old, you're lame." That was dope. I'm not even on front. The loop got legs. What is it? TheBoringCompany.com. Anyway, it's like these little tunnels that go underground, and it's only Teslas. They'll just take you from like resort to resort. They'll even take you to the airport, right? But I mean, it doesn't. It's only on that like the new part of Vegas, right? So down there by like Fontainebleau, Resort World, maybe the Wynn. I think they do take you to the Wynn, but it's these tunnels underground. and they literally have like a foot of clearance on each side, and them Teslas be zooming through there. You be like, yo, man, slow down. That's a little hack. I mean, like I said, it don't take you too far, but it is a little hack to save some money, especially like, I think if you go anywhere like the convention center or something, it's free. It's like free 99. It's Fontainebleau. If you like go to Fontainebleau or leave Fontainebleau, it's free. Free 99. You can't beat that. That would actually be kind of dope for Detroit. Just tunnels underground. Just zoom, zoom. Did I say this earlier? I don't think so. Man, when I saw LA Knight, he looked at me like, you bet not said. You bet not said. You bet you. He's like, because that's the first thing you think of when you say it. Yeah. I was just like, oh, all right, man. I'm not going to say it. Somebody in WWE creative, man, they love laughing at the majority. Cause y'all can't do that Jey Uso bounce on schedule. Y'all can't do that. You know what? It's like a math problem trying to do that Oba strut. It's just like a math. They just like, I can't get it. What do y'all think? Is Dennis Rodman more of a Chicago Bull or more of a Piston? I always had it in my mind like more of a Piston, but I swear I saw so many Dennis Rodman 91 jerseys. I think it might just be the culture because that like fits in more. Maybe because he was wrestling when he was on the Bulls or anything. But I ain't seen I was the only person with like some Piston stuff on. Like before last year, I saw a lot of people. It could have just been the timing and I miss people, but I saw a ton of Dennis Rodman Bulls jerseys. I was like, hey, ain't nobody repping the bad boys up in here. Detroit basketball.